Welcome to the Risk Taker Podcast. I'm your host, Ebens, man. How you guys feeling today? I hope you guys feeling amazing, having an amazing week, having an amazing weekend, man. Listen, each day that God give you, go out there, bless somebody with your skill, with your gift, man. Listen, I have my brother here that's been waiting to get on the Risk Taker Podcast, man. Waiting, man. Randall, my brother, how you doing, man?
Yo, man, I'm still alive, trying not to complain. How are you?
Doing well, man. Blessed, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome inside the Risk Taker Mobile Podcast Studio, where dream chasers, entrepreneurs, and leaders share the risks, the lessons, and the journey behind their success. Our mission is simple: inspire you to bet on yourself and chase your dreams.
Thank you so much for the invite. Like, the crazy thing is that I've been seeing online, and I wasn't following you at the time, but I was still getting your feeds, and I'm just like, this seems dope. And I was like zeroed in on it. And then after a while, I was like, I'm wondering how these people getting on Risk Taker. It's like, you know what? I'll wait. But then your wife hit me up on LinkedIn, and I was like, y'all hit me up? Oh yeah, let's go. I've been waiting for this, bro. I've been waiting for this, and I'm glad I'm here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. For the people who doesn't know you, the audience doesn't know you, man. Who is Randall? Now, who is that leader, that entrepreneur? Now, who is that person?
Randall Law is a kid born deaf in his left ear, special education. Mother had me at the age of 16, born in a alcoholic background as a father, not too confident in myself, moving through life, through my creativity, and a lot of things from my past have shaped where I am right now. But I've always had a leader quality in me. I just didn't see it in me until I guess I'm actually walking in what I thought I could be as a kid, if that answers your question.
So you were
I'm still deaf in my left ear. Still born deaf in my left. I was born deaf in my left ear. So that was a disability that I carried throughout my whole entire life. And mind you, I know I don't look like it, but I'm 42, right? And in the 80s, when you had a disability, you were considered, a kid with needs. So they would place you in special education. And I had this one teacher by the name of Miss Bollinger at Drew Powell Elementary School. It's no longer there. It's the Maurice Pritchard Academy now. She used to always tell me, I don't know why you in here. You're so smart. And could you imagine a kid going home, all the things that were going on at home, and then going to school and having somebody say that you're smart. So you're this kid trying to figure out, am I smart? So those words that she spoke to me, they stayed with me for a long time in my life. And being in special education made me question who I was as a kid. And every decision I made after that through life, sometimes it was always met with, am I good enough? Can I do this? And when I've walked through certain doors that I was qualified to walk through, sometimes I would self-sabotage myself because that still special education kid, I was still in that prison walking in an adult form though. Is it possible for me? Can I do this? And I'm still walking that out. And each and every day where I step into things like this, it continues to give me confidence that it is possible.
Yep. Yep. And you didn't let that stop you. Another thing too, most people.
It could have stopped me though.
Yeah.
A lot of other things stood in the way. At one point in my life, I was a functioning alcoholic. So the thing is that I could never stop thinking, and I could never turn off but sometimes I would make excuses to push down everything I was going through, and more than likely, nobody knew unless I was intentionally trying to get plastered. You didn't know I was harboring, or if that's the proper word to say, I was suppressing, I should say, a lot of stuff that I was going through mentally through those forms of different vices that I chose to go through.
Throughout your journey, right? What one risk that you took, one decision that you made that changed your whole, it come in life, in business, that one risk that you took, that one decision, What was that?
Now, the one biggest risk I took, because mind you, my background is in entertainment, communications, and publishing. And I moved back here, I would say now it's going on 9 or 10 years, from Hollywood.
What you wear should say something before you ever speak. O-Wig apparel was created for the dream chasers, the risk takers, and the ones building something bigger than themselves. From our signature hoodies, tees, jerseys, and jogger sets, every piece represents a mindset. Use code RISKTAKER for 10% off your first purchase at owigapparel.com. Now, back to the episode.
So I was doing acting, jingle writing, things of that nature, and I still incorporate some of those things into my business. But the biggest step that I could say, the biggest pivot that I did make was trying to change a narrative, which was called the KKK, and then making efforts to change it to the Cool Kolored Kid Generation. Okay. So I believe by taking that step, not knowing the path it will take, it's clearly opening doors through 100 Pairs to Give, through Kool, the Cool World mascot. That was one of the biggest steps that has drastically changed my life by just taking that step.
Where did this idea came from? Like, where does the idea? Like, did you just wake up one day and say, "You know what, man?
No.
Look, I'm gonna take this risk, man. Like, I seen an opportunity." Did you just wake up one day, or was it for some people? It's years and years of work. Then from there, they made a decision going all in.
Right. Okay. So without making this story so long, because it has a nice meaty story to it, but I'm going to compact it.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, and when I lived in Los Angeles, when I first moved there from New York City, I was a production assistant with the Los Angeles Film Festival. That's basically from events to red carpets, things of that nature. And I was the youngest PA at the time. And mind you, everybody's like 35 and older. I think I was 25, 26. Wow. So a couple of my coworkers asked me, what would I name a band for shock value? And I said, the KKK, and all of them was like, what? I was like, Cool Kolored Kids. I was like, just imagine if you get a whole bunch of people from different cultures together, and if they're any good, they can potentially make history, and like their name alone would get them like shock value. So a lot of these individuals, they basically said, bro, like, what are you thinking? So mind you, being young and allowing individuals to tell me I couldn't do something. And mind you, I didn't know how to create a band. So I was like, yeah, that is probably far-fetched. So then I will probably say, fast forward a few years, I saw this Gap commercial, right? So I kept the idea in my back pocket. I didn't know when I was going to be able to use it. And years had passed. And I was just looking at TV because I gained inspiration from like, just by looking at your van, I gained inspiration, was like, oh, okay, that's an idea. I got to put it in my back pocket. So fast forward years later, I saw this Gap commercial, and I saw all these kids from different cultures bouncing around in this Gap commercial. And I was like, cool, colorful kids, right? So then I told a friend, and he's still my friend to this day. And he was like, bro, ain't nobody going to be wearing no clothes that got KKK on them. So then, mind you, question to myself, I was like, I don't know how to make clothes. I have that. I know how to do a little marketing, but I don't know. So my second time, I pushed the idea back down into my pocket. I would probably say 2 years later, I was at this breaking point to where I was just like, yo, Hollywood is far away. I'm back in Delaware. I was like, what am I going to do? So, in constant prayer, one day, because I like watching documentaries, I was watching this documentary on Netflix called The Sam Cooke and the KKK. And mind you, around 2019 to 2020, at the time, in our country, culture was clashing.
Yep.
And I was like, God, how can I use my talents to create change? Like, there's something gotta give. So I'm sitting here watching the documentary, and at like almost towards the end, I'm like bawling. But then, like, as I'm sitting there, it's like the clouds opened up and this idea came, and I was like, Cool Kolored Kid. And I was like, I'm going to create a clothing brand called Cool Kolored Kid. I got to find a creative and different way to empower. And a lot of people aren't doing that through clothes. So I said, okay, I'm going to start on this journey. And when I started the journey, At first I had a lot of doubt, fears. Is it possible? Can I do this? Plus support. Support wasn't there. The only closest support I had was a few family members, but some family members was like, bro, you tripping.
You're tripping.
So, that was one of the biggest hurdles I had to go through just to get it started.
So you mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned that you went a lot of us, when we have an idea, we usually go to our friends and the family. And if you don't be careful, those friends and family could shut down those ideas, right? And you put the idea back on your pockets the second time. And the third time, it was like the aha moment for you.
Aha moment, bro.
But you didn't stop. That's what I'm getting from the story, that you didn't stop. Even though, you put it in your pocket, you still had the mindset, look, man, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know if fear going to creep in, but I'm still going to go ahead and do it. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. We're going to talk about the failure. We're going to talk about that, man. Like, because we could talk about the success. People might look at you nowadays like, Randall is this, Randall is doing that, but they don't know what you had to go through. Like the failure. Can you talk about some of the failure? Because that's what we don't get. We don't get a lot, man. Like people talk about, I did this.
Bro, I'm still failing.
No, like what is your greatest failure and lesson that you had to learn in this journey?
Oh, in the journey. Okay. Cause I'm still failing. I'm behind the scenes. I'm still failing in certain things. Certain things I've tried to do with the business and stuff like that. And some things just don't manifest in this certain time.
Everybody talks about taking risk, but not everybody moves. The risk taker. Ignition Box was built for the ones who move. Included inside is a signed copy of Dream Chasers, our risk takers, the 90-day execution book, our signature Dream Chaser tee, and our exclusive risk taker cap. This is your uniform for your next 90 days. You wear this and you better be ready to back it up. Pre-order now at the dynamicduospeaks.com.
Some of my greatest failures is depending on others that you support, but then they don't. You get crickets and things of that nature. So that's one of my biggest lessons in failure, is because we don't want to operate in the mindset that I can do it all. But the thing is that when you're just that supportive to other people, sometimes you're not expecting it, but you're just like, dang, like, So the failure of always just constantly depending on the support, and most of the time it's not going to be there. You have to give yourself that to just keep moving. Another failure is learning certain things. Like one of the biggest struggles before I started Cool Kolored Kid Generation was learning how to write a business plan. And I kept getting, like, some people was like, hey, read a book like this. And I'm just like, okay, I know there has to be a simpler way
to do that,
of understanding this. And the different people, I just kept getting pushed around to different people, and everybody was just giving me all this cross signal stuff. And I'm just like, hold on, you guys are all business places. But all of you guys are giving me different paths. It's just like when I started a clothing brand, I was getting advice from people that never even had a clothing brand. They knew business, but there was just so many different cross signals that can confuse a young entrepreneur and make you deep in it, question yourself like, hey, can I really do this? Because you know what? They're giving me this. They're telling me that. I'm in all these daggone cohorts and I'm still not the point B. Like, what is going on? So I had to learn to understand what paths to cross. And sometimes one of my friends that criticized me to create the Cool Kolored Kid, he turned around and became an advocate for my success. He had hit me up one day and was like, yeah, I know you want to do this crazy idea, the Cool Kolored Kid, but yo, this program, and big shout out to them. I'm always shouting them out because without them, I'm not quite sure who I would have been able to find. Launcher program over at West End Neighborhood House. He had hit me up and was like, hey, listen, West End Neighborhood House, they're doing teaching people how to write a brain fart. A business plan. And it's $100. And mind you, at the time, man, I was like kind of I was kind of like, like $100. So my wife now, she was my girlfriend at the time. She said, bro, go do it. And I took the course. And then from there, I had different teachers, different course instructors that believed in me while I took that path at the launcher program. I hope that answered your question. I hope I didn't go off topic.
No, you did. Like my next thing, because we're talking about my next thing would be like the investment. Now you just say you made an investment. Somebody reach out to you. Now your friend that was criticizing you. Now he's a big advocate for you, which is a blessing. Now, when you heard that investment, that $100 at that time, that $100 was a lot.
It was a lot because I was getting ready to have my daughter. My daughter was about to be born. So I was like, and still, I don't even know if this is going to be successful. So am I going to take this $100 that I have, which is not a lot of money, but still I was just like, man, this can go to, cause I believe it was almost around that COVID time. And my wife, she was out of work. So I was working like multiple jobs at the time. And I was just like, dang, am I going to take this $100, do this class? And I don't even know if this going to work. Like, so she said, just by hearing her say, take the class, gotta make a way. I was like, I don't know. But I took the class and I can say it was a great decision that I made.
Because one thing that we talk about in the podcast, my wife and I, we always say this: be careful who you marry. Be careful because that person could make you, break you. But you just say something, your girlfriend now is your wife now, tell you, do it. How can you speak? Can you speak more on that? Like the person that you married, that person could make you, could break you. When it comes to life, when it comes to success in business, that person is speaking life into you. No, having that person behind you, saying, you know what? Go ahead and do it, and God will make a way. That's speaking life into you. Talk a little bit more about that.
So now that's one of the greatest additions that I have in my life is my wife. She is constantly feeding me, even though I consider myself a positive person. I'm always working on skills that can build me. In my weakest times or in moments of doubt, she always is the voice of reason. And it is a lot of the things that you see now in certain things. She has an eye. She has certain things. She sees certain things. And I believe that's why God gives us a helpmate to basically cover our blind spots, cover our sixes. That's a military term. Basically seeing in your peripherals on things that you can't see. That's not to say that she's right all the time, but there are moments in business, in opportunities, in relationships where she sees things where I totally do not see. And I'm like, how do you see that? But then when I actually sit and just sit and be still for a little bit, I catch it. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't take your advice in this area. And then even the commercials that I direct and stuff like that, I'll have her watch them and say, hey, what do you think? And she'll be like, add this in there, add that in there. And I'll be like, nah, but then I'll add in there and be like, yo, she was right. This actually works. So just being able to have a helpmate to help guide some of the decisions that I make is an added bonus.
That's it. Y'all listen. I'm just saying, take notes.
Jersey girl. She's an added bonus. Jersey girl.
Take notes, man. Throughout the journey, man, like when it comes to faith, when it comes to faith, man, because you're going to have moments that you're going to doubt yourself, man. You're going to have moments that you're going to be like, yo, am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right path? No, when it comes to faith, like, how do you make decision throughout this journey, man? How's your faith? Because there's a quote that I always say in this podcast, man. My faith in God creates success in me. Because without God, I wouldn't be having this conversation, man. Because we're going to be, as an entrepreneur, we're going to have that moment that, how are we going to invest for this? How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to go? How about doing this? Like we have the last $100 in our pocket. No? Speak on faith.
So my pastor, Jerome Lewis at Seeds of Greatness in Newcastle, Delaware, he's always speaking on faith and keeping God at the forefront of everything you do. And that's not saying that, man, I'll be on a tightrope sometimes, like, God, is this you? Like, come on. Like, I don't hear you talking. Can you make me feel something? Something. But the thing is that what keeps me going is when I actually sit and I look back of when the idea came to me and then where's that right now? Yeah. I'm like, that is not just me. That is God. Yes. Like, who starts a brand called Cool Kolored Kid to change the narrative, to empower individuals to think outside of the box, that they can not only change their perspective, but to change how you see things, change your community, change what you create, and show and empower not only youth, but individuals that you can create change just as much. So, when I look back over where I started at and where I'm at right now, even though sometimes I still have my doubts in my now, it shows me that, bro, God is written all over this. The thing is that it's all about your consistency. Are you going to continue to stay consistent during the good times and the bad times? And it's easier said than done because we hear so many successful stories and we're like, my journey doesn't look like theirs, but that's because it's your journey.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So those little things, by just having the $100 and my daughter getting ready to be born and just being able to look at those little small things, like I'm an African American in the second smallest state of Delaware that's created a mascot. I didn't know how to do that, but it was through just stepping out, being confident in my abilities to create things, and then having people believe in you. Nemours Children's Health, they believed in the idea of where I wanted to take this. And they had that much faith in me to say, we want to do a partnership with you. Mm-hmm. And mind you, I've never stepped in a room like this either. We're talking about a deaf kid, special education, never stepped in these rooms. But when you look at things like that, you like, yo, that's God.
Yep.
That's God.
Yep.
And as I continue to go on this journey, it allows me and gives me the confidence to believe in myself to fail forward.
There you go, man. You say something, man. You say something is sometimes God will send other people, strangers. Now that's how usually is, strangers to help you to lift up your vision. Mm-hmm. Like you said, the partnership that you have with that organization. Mm-hmm. God already put that in plan for you already. Mm-hmm. But imagine if Randall didn't take the first step.
Bro, almost messed it up. Let me tell you why. So after my first back to school, I was just like, I went to the Nemours. I forget why I was there. And mind you, a lot of those kids, they don't get to see outside of those walls. So I went in there and I after knowing that none of the kids, some kids don't get to leave there, I thought about my first back to school and I was like, God, how can I empower kids on the inside like I do on the outside? So the idea came to me of this idea that I had for a character. And I did a little research. I found out who was overseers of certain departments. And man, was I nervous. Like I wrote everything out on paper and I rehearsed it like a couple times. I was just so nervous because I was like, God, I don't know if I can do this. So I made the call and I was just like, can I have a few minutes of your time? I have this idea and I think that you would like to do it. So the whole time I'm on the phone, I'm reading this script I wrote out, but I'm trying in my ear, I feel that I'm not making it scripted, but I was like, I don't want to forget anything. And lo and behold, the very thing that I wanted to create that I almost didn't do because I was like, I don't know how to do this, bro. She was like, yo, come in and talk to my team. And I was like, oh, a team? How many people was on this team? Like, I thought I just had to talk to you. But I prepared for it. And I made sure when I went in there for the presentation that I knew I wanted to leave with a yes. And lo and behold, it was a yes.
It was a yes. You prepared for it. So you did the research. A lot of people, when they have an idea, they don't do the research.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't do, you might have this idea like, yo, I want to create this phone, but you got to look at the marketplace. No, but you did the research. You take the action. You make the phone call and you went, spoke to that person and you went to do a presentation and you got a yes. So those things, most people won't do it. Like I'm telling you, like most people would say, you know what? I just got this. I don't know. No, I'm not going to make that phone call, but you pick up that phone and you make that call. You probably was nervous, but you did it anyway.
I learned it from the acting world too, because as an actor, you have to continue to promote yourself, pick up the phone, call casting directors, put yourself out there in front of individuals all the time. I learned a lot of that from the acting world of just being able and going to school for it. Push into your fears. Like every time I'm afraid, I'm like, oh yeah, this means I gotta do it.
Yep.
Like this means I gotta do it. And I can be like trembling, but it's like, I gotta do it. And then once I do it, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I did that. You know what I mean? So it's like stepping into your fears, because a lot of like, just like acting in the real world, you have to be willing to put yourself out there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Was there a moment that you feel like you want to quit?
Bro, all the time. All the time. Even when things are going good, because at times, especially with managing people inside your business, communicating with other businesses, being on timelines, getting everybody on the same page, mastering the art of communication. A lot of it could be, especially if you don't come from a background of knowing business and you're a first generation entrepreneur, it could be a lot. It could be put you in a space to make you feel like you're alone, because you're just like, even though you have your wife and you have a few people working on your team, you're like, I need more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need more. I need help here. I need more funding. I need more help in this area. I need more help in that area. It could feel like a lot to where you're just like, I should take a break for like a week. But then the next day, an idea comes and then you just find yourself back in it. And it's like, why do I keep coming back to this thing? If you know what I mean?
Yep.
But a lot of the things that we're a part of in the community really keeps me going, because I'm all about showing people some crazy cool stuff.
Cool stuff. And you're showing other kids so that, man, it's possible, man. Like it's possible to create a brand that make change like that. It's a positive thing. Like you're making an impact and you're giving back. That's what most like, we always say this, as an entrepreneur, God bless you. You should bless others by giving back. Like giving, it could be not only money, but your time, your talent, your gift, you know, and you are doing that, man. Like you say, you've been following us. We've been watching you also too, man. No, and you have that. I keep seeing your sneakers, man. I was like, I keep seeing your sneakers, and I was telling my wife, I was like, man, I gotta get one. I was like, hopefully he could bring one. I didn't ask him, but man, you create this thing. I want for the audience to see it that's watching, man. Grab the box. Like, we're gonna talk about this thing.
Yeah, this is my first pair of sneakers that I created, and these are called these some big boys. So these are the Global Kid Generation ones. Basically, they have different countries, so flags representing the world, with the signature X and our brand logo, Cool Kolored Kid Generation. This is the first pair. So the reason why I created these was I'm from Southbridge, Wilmington, Delaware, and when I came back, I traveled through there and I was just like, dang, they knocked down all the projects, and then a lot of the kids was just standing around, and I was just like, yo, where is the inspiration at? So I knew a lot of people already had clothing, but I was like, how can I do something different? I'm always trying to find different ways that nobody else is doing, especially in the state of Delaware. I know a lot of people who have sneakers, but something that unifies individuals. So I know in the sneaker market, there's nothing that unifies people. It's basically, sneakers are put in classes. You either got some money and you're going to get the expensive pair, or you're going to get the Walmart pair. And I noticed that I said, how could I find an equilibrium to bring people together without it saying, you got money, you don't got money. But then also on top of that, I wanted to create these so now I could give them to you to say, now you can create something just like it. Now you use your gifts, your talents and ability, not just to keep it for yourself, but cut somebody else's light bulb on to say, what can I do to give back now?
So God gave us the power to create. And that's what you did. You create. You did something create something that's positive that could inspire other people. You create something. This is dope. Like this is really dope, man. I love this. Not just saying that, because I love when entrepreneurs create other stuff, man. Like stuff that's really make a change. Now it's not all about money. It's about making the change, and you are doing that, man. Though, what is your greatest investment throughout this crazy journey, man? What is your greatest investment?
I will probably say, in my mind, books that I'm reading, the consistency of getting into my word, still learning to do that on a consistent basis, staying present when I go to worship in the house, Seeds of Greatness, continuing to surround myself around individuals that not necessarily don't think like me, that don't look like me, that have different perspectives, that continue to shape how I could take my business too, because this brand is for the world. It's not just for any particular person, any particular class. That's how I continue to shape myself, by just continue to stay in my word, continue to exercise, feed my mind, body, and spirit.
You say the personal development. You say all, man. You say all. Oh man, this has been cool, man.
Cool with a K.
Cool with a K. Man. Any last word? Any last word for entrepreneurs who's on the edge, that wanna take the risk but they don't know how to? For the people that's been in the game 5-10 years, that want to go to the next level, what advice would you give the new one that wanna take that leap of faith, and the other one that wanna go to the next level?
So for the one that wants to take the leap of faith, right? We have this saying that think outside of the box, but there isn't a box. There's no box. The thing is that we use this terminology knowing that there's really no boundaries. In the acting world, they always say you can't crash auditions. You can't just call up cold call agents and things of that nature. But there's one hidden rule that, who says you can? You can always find a way to get ahead by I wouldn't say, sometimes breaking the rules. Sometimes you gotta be breaking the rules. Cool Kolored Kid KKK, that's breaking the rules.
Yep.
Changing the narrative, that's breaking the rules. Creating change to empower our youth, in some cases, that's breaking the rules, because some people want to see certain people stuck.
Yep.
So I would just say, do it. Just do it. And you said the other one about the entrepreneur that wants to go to the next level.
That's been in the game for quite some years now, that they want to go to the next level. There's this idea. They want to take this idea to the next level. Continue
educating yourself. We have crazy, amazing technology now that could really help you. Use the tools, even if you can't afford to go to certain seminars. Find different ways to get plugged into different YouTube channels. Going to different open houses, networking, be around different minds. Mind you, I love being around people that don't look just like me all the time. You know what I mean? Because they just give me different ideas to where not only I can take business, but I can take my family, take my life, explore, travel. Whenever I want to feel creative, I go to an art museum. I'll take a walk in nature. I find different mediums to give me the spark or the inspiration to just keep going. And especially when you're an artsy person, sometimes you have to do the thing opposite of what art is and just put yourself in something that's not as comfortable.
When it comes to mentorship, because a lot of stuff that we talk about, having the right mentor could help you also too, you throughout your journey, like how mentorship help you, throughout your journey. Could be in business, Could be in parenting, could be in spiritually. How mentorship help you, shape you?
Well, I still don't have a mentor, to be honest with you, in my respective field right now. My mom said this to me, and I never got it until as I got older. She was like, sometimes you don't need a physical mentor. You can find a mentor in a book.
Yes, that's true.
You can find a mentor in a book.
That's true.
You can find a mentor in a conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the person to say, hey, you need to do this from point A, point B, point B. Sometimes it's connecting the dots through multiple different voices. So that's what mentorship is. I've always, even at points that's kind of kept me from kind of stepping in certain lanes, because I always thought I needed a mentor. Like, how come I don't have the help? Sometimes God is preparing you to just not know it all, but know certain things. So when you do have that mentorship, you'll be able to understand. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can have a mentor that's light years in business ahead of you, and you like, what are they talking about?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and that's just my perspective. Because I like everybody has different ways of going about mentorship. And I believe that, in some cases, that's what we're lacking now with our youth. We're lacking a lot of mentorship, living examples of individuals that could empower our youth to just want to continue to strive for, I wouldn't say greatness, just strive to be the best. Because sometimes some people think greatness is far-fetched, but just be the best.
The best,
man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you said, man, I like what you say. The mentorship, it could be in a book. Because that's where it starts. Like the personal development start there. The word, the word of God. It started. So I like that. I like that, man. Any last thoughts, man? Any last thing that you want people to know about your business? How they could get in contact with you? How they could be involved? And you do a lot of giving back too. Like, I want for you to speak on that, like giving back to the community. No, not just take, but also give back. No,
I always want to find different ways to empower our youth, but also empower our adults as well. Cool Kolored Kid Generation isn't just a brand for kids. The reason why I left kid in there, and it's not kids with an S, I left kid in there because I'm also empowering the kid inside of the adult. I want to empower them to always continue to believe that there's still a kid inside of me that wants to see and do things that more than likely life has thrown so much at us that we can kind of lose the kid inside of us. Yep. So you can find me on social media with Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Currently, we are making efforts to plan our 4th back to school. Last year, we couldn't do it last year due to the climate of our country. Prayerfully, with effort and with the right conversations, we'll be able to bring that back. Once that is set in stone, we'll be able to put out information regarding volunteers, sponsorship, support, vending, things of that nature. And then we'll have to get ready for Kool's 3rd Christmas giveaway this year. We'll be doing it with new community centers. Last year, we had 4 different community centers. This year, we're going to pick 4 new community centers to inspire those kids during Christmas time, during the holiday time, I should say, because not everybody celebrates Christmas, to let them know that you're just as seen as the next kid.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. There you have it, man. Listen, man. We just want to tell you, man.
I made it, Mom. I'm on Risk Takers.
You see, Risk Taker. Look, keep chasing your dream. If he can, if I can, we all can. It's all start here. The mindset and everything, man. And you create something amazing. Not just the brand, but you create a physical thing that people could see also too, that they could wear proudly. You know, and I love that, man. And thank you for being on the podcast, man. You made it to the Risk Taker podcast.
Sir. Can I do a quick shout out?
Yes, you can.
Shout out to the Roberto Clemente Little League baseball team. This year, Cool Kolored Kid Generation has sponsored a Little League team, the Cool Kid Mets. Go check them out at Woodlawn Park whenever you get a chance. Also, sponsors, make sure you get out and support our youth. Roberto Clemente Little League baseball team. Let's go.
Let's go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. And I will see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Risk Taker podcast, created for those who bet on themselves and build beyond limits. Make sure to follow us at Risk Taker Podcast, leave a review, and let us know how this episode inspired you. To get in touch, email teams at owigmultimedia.com. Until next time, keep taking the risk and keep chasing your dreams.